fast enough. Forget what they say. You define you. The way you move, the way you compete, the way you train. If you want to win on the field, you have to move like no one else has moved before. That's why I train with RIP 60. Power, speed, strength. If you train the RIP 60 way, you'll be able to do things you never thought possible.
RIP 60 features suspended rotation, the key to power so your body is forced to stabilize and balance throughout your workout, engaging more muscles and building your core with every move. The secret is the rotational carriage, which promotes more muscle activity, allowing you to build muscle fast.
I train like the pros, and you can too. Get RIP 60.
Unlock the rewards of training the way elite athletes do in less than 60 minutes a day for just 60 days, so you can get incredible results like these fast. Call now and you can receive expedited shipping so you can reach your goal even faster.
Because you define you. RIP 60 training is the way.
Spicy sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
Hey, can I get the bathroom key?
Sure thing. Return it when you're done.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Matt, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Comfortable environment, spacious locker rooms, no gym intimidation. Only $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Congratulations to both teams for making it to the playoffs. We welcome our guests from Salem Hills High School and wish all players good luck in tonight's game. Both schools are members of the Utah High School Activities Association and support the statewide sportsmanship program, Raise the Bar. Sportsmanship does matter, and we ask for your support in demonstrating respect for the game and all participants by refraining from negative cheers, chants, behavior. Let's do rowdy right. Before tonight's contest, will you please rise to honor America with the playing of the national anthem. Tonight, the national anthem will be played by the Mountain Crest High School Pep Band. The Pep Band is under the direction of Mr. Joel Yoder.
Start tonight on the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. The Salem Hills Skyhawks visiting the Mountain Crest Mustangs. The Mustangs back in the playoffs after taking a year off last year. One of the most improved teams in the state are the Mountain Crest Mustangs, going from their record last year of 3-6 to 9-1 this year. They're ranked 15th in the state in all classifications and number 3 in 4A. The Skyhawks can put points on the board. They score almost 32 points per game, but they give up 26. The Mountain Crest Mustangs kind of the opposite. Well, they score all those points. They score almost 34. They only give up 13. It's a very stingy defense that's going on wearing the orange and blue out here in Hiram. It's only the second time these teams have met. Mountain Crest winning in 2009 in the playoffs against the Skyhawks. What will happen tonight in the first round of the playoffs? You're going to find out coming up next on the Game of the Week.
Tonight's officials are Phil Leonard.
They said I wasn't fast enough. Forget what they say. You define you. The way you move, the way you compete, the way you train. If you want to win on the field, you have to move like no one else has moved before. That's why I train with Rip 60. Power, speed, strength. If you train the Rip 60 way, you'll be able to do things you never thought possible.
Rip 60 features suspended rotation, the key to power so your body is forced to stabilize and balance throughout your workout, engaging more muscles and building your core with every move. The secret is the rotational carriage, which promotes more muscle activity, allowing you to build muscle fast.
I train like the pros, and you can too. Get Rip 60.
Unlock the rewards of training the way elite athletes do in less than 60 minutes a day for just 60 days, so you can get incredible results like these fast. Call now and you can receive expedited shipping so you can reach your goal even faster.
Because you define you. Rip 60 training is the way.
Spicy sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. MOUNTAINSTAR Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank. Strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. Hello everyone and welcome to Lynn R. Miller Field on the campus of Mountain Crest High School, where tonight the 4A state playoffs get underway for the Mountain Crest Mustangs as they play host to the Salem Hills Skyhawks. I'm Eric Olson, will be with you tonight like I have been all season long for this first round matchup for these two teams. It's the second time that they've ever met. Mountain Crest is 1-0. They won in 2009 in a playoff game against Salem Hills, 55-6. This place right here, Lynn R. Miller Field, has been a nightmare for opposing schools in the playoffs. All time, the Mustangs have hosted 27 home playoff games. They've won 23 of them, 85% win percentage for the Mountain Crest Mustangs here at home. This one could be an interesting one, though. It's a pretty even matchup. It's a Region 12 we know is tough with Skyview, Mountain Crest, and Mountain Crest, was just a few seconds away from being undefeated and hanging the only loss on the season on Skyview. As we did that game here on the Valley Channel. Skyview scores as time runs out to win that game by 3. The only game this year that Skyview's had any trouble in. The Mountain Crest Mustangs took them right to the wire. So you've got Mountain Crest, you've got Skyview, you've got Ridgeline, that's a good team, and Bear River, that's been good this year, all in the playoffs. And in Region 10, Orem and Spanish Fork have been the class of that region. Salem Hills is that third seed. The bottom half of that region has kind of struggled this year. So you look at it and you think, well, this might be a pretty good matchup for Mountain Crest. But Salem Hills can put the ball in the end zone. They score 32 points per game, 31.5 to be exact, with the Mustangs scoring 33.5. But the Salem Hills Skyhawks give up almost 26 points a game, where the Mustangs only give up 13. Even Skyview, who put lots of points on everybody this season, had trouble scoring here. They put 16 points up against the Mountain Crest Mustangs. They're really, that's the team that put any points on Mountain Crest this year. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here tonight. For the Mustangs, they've won 4 straight, on their way to a 5-1 record in region. They're number 4 in 4A, number 15 overall through all classifications, and number 2 in Region 12. We're going to step aside as the teams are getting on the field here, and we're just a few minutes away from the opening kickoff. The 4A state playoffs coming at you next on the Valley Channel.
Tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they'd tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
When I finally got tired of playing through knee pain, I went to a surgeon I'd heard good things about. Best choice I ever made. My doctor was great, but so was the hospital. They presented me with all of my options, and they took time to help me make decisions. That's the way it should be. That's what led to this moment. And that look on Phil's face.
Before your moment of truth, choose a health plan that partners with the MOUNTAINSTAR Healthcare Network.
Not bigger, just better.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, the Mustangs will be kicking off to Salem Hills to get things started tonight. The big senior Eli Wells, number 77. He's got 38 PATs and 4 field goals on the season, so 50 points for Eli Wells. He usually puts the ball in the end zone. We'll see if there's any chance of return for the Skyhawks. Skyhawks in their white and Carolina blues. Mountain Crest going with the almost throwback. Those are the colors, the color scheme they wore way back when, with the dark jerseys and the orange pants. Wells is going to kick this one low and on the ground. It's fielded at the 20-yard line and returned up to about the 29, and that's where Salem Hills will start. The senior quarterback,
Tackle made by Alden Appledale for the Mustangs.
slated to start in this ball game, 6'5", James Nelson, number 4, big quarterback. 131 for 229, 1,899 yards on the season, 14.5 per completion, 13 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They run the spread. And he's got Vaitohi behind him in the backfield. Vaitohi with the first give. He gets a yard. Vaitohi picks up a yard. Tanner Lofthouse brings him down. Lofthouse second on the team in tackles. Powell with 100 leads the team. Vaitohi right up the middle, has good yardage, bounces off tacklers across the 50-yard line, down to the 47. 18 yards for Vaitohi. Vaitohi 602 yards, I have to read my own writing here. 6.5 per carry, and after this play we'll talk about it. These running backs, they pick up yardage in chunks. Nelson's going to throw down the middle. He's got a man, a catch in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Jacob Rolfe. Rolfe, the leading receiver, has it knocked away, and it'll be second down and 10. We talked about those running backs for Salem Hills. Vaitohi, 6.5 yards per carry. Lloyd, 6.6 yards per carry. Callister, 5.4 yards per carry. Vaitohi, the bell cow, he's in there right now behind Nelson. Nelson looks to the sideline. The Mustangs looking with 5 men up front. This ball over the head of Vaitohi. Kyler Olson gives him a smack just to let him know he's there. It was Olson that broke up the last pass. And it'll be third down and 10. On the first down pass, it was Olson that was there to keep Rolfe from hauling it in. So 3 receivers to the near side and 1 to the far side. Cole Griffin is all alone at the far side. Nelson looking. Now he's got some pressure. Being chased from behind. Throws back across his body, and the ball knocked down by Dart. It's incomplete. And after a decent start the first couple of plays, the Skyhawks bogged down, and the Mustangs defense bows up. 3 straight incomplete passes after the run was doing it for the Skyhawks. They had 2 carries for 19 yards, then they went to the air. High snap, and the punter is on the ground. Let's see if he can get it back up and kick it. He cannot. Down he goes. And the first mistake of the game goes against Salem Hills. Josh Crippen had to go way up in the air to try to bring that one down, and he never got his feet underneath him. He did a good job just to knock that one down and get on top of it. So the Mustangs will take over at the 32-yard line of Salem Hills. That ends up being a loss of 21 as Hall in the backfield. He's going to give on the little end around. Nethercott trying to pick up yardage, and he gets a little. About 5. Nethercott, their top receiver, and he does run the ball from time to time.
Gain of 5 on the play brings up a 2nd and 5 for the Mustangs.
2nd and 5, and the offense staying on schedule. Hall headed to the sideline to pick up the play. He'll have Robinson in the backfield with him. Robinson and Hall, your leading rushers for the Mustangs. Powell back there with them as well. And Powell will carry from time to time. They're going to give it to Robinson, who follows Powell. Robinson inside the 25, down to the 23-yard line, a pickup of 4. Robinson averages 4.7 yards per carry. He's got 5 touchdowns, 522 yards rushing. Coming in, 3rd down and a yard. Hall's going to keep it. He finds room up behind his center. He needed a yard, he picks up 2.
Sneaks it for 2 yards and a 1st down for Mountain Crest. Tackle made again by number 25, Jacob Rowe. Ball spotted at the 21-yard line. Will be 1st and 10, Mountain Crest.
Moser into the ball game. Brings the play from the sideline. He's number 12. He'll go with Nethercott to the far side. Robinson's out there as well. And Powell, the lone setback. They're without Creedon Fulcher due to an injury. It's a nice grab by Robinson. I think he ended up losing a yard. That's a nice grab as that pass was a little bit behind him.
Loss of 1 on the play.
Creedon Fulcher has hurt his pelvis against Logan a few weeks ago, so he is out. He may have a chance to come back later in the playoffs, depends on how it responds, but I am sure for the big senior, that's just a killer, having to watch down the stretch. Burgess, number 44, the sophomore, has been playing in for him. Hall on the move, has a receiver, it's Nethercott. He hauls it in, stays on his feet, still on his feet, down to about the 4-yard line. It's an 18-yard reception, 1st and goal, Mustangs.
Made by number 21, Taylor Bird. Gain of 17 yards on 1st down. The ball will be placed at the 4-yard line.
So the miscue on the punt by Salem Hills, and the Mustangs are in prime territory. At the 4-yard line, 1st and goal as Robinson goes into motion. Hall has an opening. They close it, but he gets near the goal line. Let's see. Boy, there's not giving any indication. He is right at the goal line. 3 yards, 2nd and goal. I think his head was across, but the ball needs to be across. The nose of the ball right on the goal line. Hall under center. He's going to give it to Powell. Powell down to his knees. Calls in for the touchdown. Powell with a 1-yard touchdown dive. The Mustangs get on the board first. 7:47 to play in the 1st period. Wells on for the extra point. 32 yards on the drive.
Extra point attempt by number 77, Eli Wells.
Wells looking for PAT number 39, and he's got it. 7-0 Mountain Crest, 7:47 to play in the 1st period. Back after this.
Billy Goat Ruffians. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
Back at Lennar Miller Field, Eric Olson along with you on the Valley Channel as the Mustangs strike first, 7-0. 7:47 to play in the 1st period. Wells setting to kick off. He kicked it short and low last time. This one up in the air and gets to the end zone.
And a touchback.
It's fielded back there by Callister. No chance at bringing it back.
Mountain Crest would like to thank our superlative gold sponsors of the School Awards program. Big O Tires, Tauser Dental, Alpine Orthopedic Specialists, and Lewis and
Now Salem Hills takes the field. They're down there in
of the School Awards program.
southern Utah County. Down there kind of between Payson and Spanish Fork over there on the east side. Lloyd back up into the muddle there. Garrett Lloyd picks up a couple.
Gain of 2 on the play brings up a 2nd and 8. Ball spotted on the 22-yard line.
2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. We got a halfback on that far side as well. They're going to give it to Lloyd again. He is smacked as he crosses the 25-yard line. Picks up 3. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Huerta in there on the tackle. Of course, a couple of Huertas have come through Mountain Crest and been excellent football players. One of them up at Utah State right now is a linebacker. The oldest one played, I believe he played down at Snow College. 3rd down and, well, 5. A short 5. Nelson gonna fake the give, looking over the middle, he's flushed. 4 Mustangs in pursuit, they can't catch him. He crosses the 30-yard line, has a 1st down, and finally knocked out of bounds up at the 37. A pickup of 12 for Nelson. So he had 4 Mustangs in the backfield with him, but nobody could cut off the angle, and he hit the edge and got the 1st down. Lloyd and Vitohi now together in the backfield with him. Vitohi splits out wide to the near side. Griffin over here with him. Well, that's actually Vili Schwenke who is in motion and took the end around and nothing doing. Now it's Vitohi coming in. Schwenke is number 9, Vitohi number 8.
Josh Powell on the tackle for the Mustangs. Brings up a 2nd and 11.
Powell, 100 tackles on the season coming into this game. He just picked one up there for a loss. Nelson with a late blitz coming. They got him right in the gut. He makes the completion. Nice throw, nice grab, and Nelson still down. Sure, you got at least the wind knocked out of him. That's a huge gain. 25 yards, and Callister hauled it in. It's actually Griffin that pulled that one in. And they're coming to look at Nelson. Nelson got a helmet right in his gut just as he threw it. The linebacker came flying in there. I think it was Powell. Put his helmet right in Nelson's gut as he threw it and took him to the ground. At the very least, it knocked the wind out of him, and if you ever had that happen to you, it feels like you're dying. He's making his way gingerly back to the huddle. And he's still trying to catch his breath. I think he has to take a play off. He wanted to stay in the huddle, so he's got to leave the field for at least one player.
Now for the Skyhawks, quarterback number 16,
Jeff Yates, the sophomore, will come in, I'm sure, to hand off to Vitohi. That was a strike thrown by Nelson to Griffin. I mean, what a pretty ball. And Griffin takes it down inside the 40-yard line to the 39 of Mountain Crest. Hand off to Vitohi. Down he goes. Vitohi dropped for a loss by Dylan Bostock. 5 yards.
Big loss on the play. We'd like to give a shout out to Dylan Bostock, who has made academic All-State this year in the 4A ranks. Congratulations, Dylan.
Bostock with 5 sacks on the season. He's second on the team with sacks. 3 players with 5. And the leader is Wells with 6. Nelson back in the game at quarterback. Vitohi leaks out of the backfield, but he has to go the other way. He's in trouble again and bumped out of bounds.
Nelson again under pressure.
And let's see where they spot him out of bounds. It may be for a loss. It is for a loss. A loss of 2.
No gain on the play, brings up.
That's a loss of a couple. That ends up being a quarterback sack. 40 sacks on the season coming in for the Mustangs. There's 41. Nelson had to go out for a play after that nasty hit. He's back in. Griffin to the near side, running down the seams. He's free, but Nelson is under duress. Nelson sets up, throws back across his body, and the Mustangs knock it down. The Mustangs are putting pressure on James Nelson. He's getting away, and he's got a big arm. He made him pay last time, but this time he did not. One thing the Mustangs are going to have to do, they're getting into the backfield, but their edge contain is breaking down on that, and the quarterback's able to get outside. And Nelson was able to complete one earlier.
Punting for the Skyhawks, number 17.
But not that time. Robinson and Takivea back for the Mustangs. Takivea calls for a fair catch at the 10, and the Mustang offense will take over there, leading 7-0 with 4:27 to play here in the first half. 3-minute possession there for Salem Hills, and it bogs down after a nice 25-yard completion by Nelson. He had to go out for a play, got a helmet right in his gut, came back on and was running for his life. This Mustang defense stingy, 13 points per game.
And the New Horizons Beauty College. Thank you for the support they provide to Mountain Crest High School.
Hall has Robinson in the backfield with him, and Takivea goes in motion. He's going to follow the motion man, is Hall. He just overload the side, put more players out there than tacklers. There's a flag, and Takivea may have turned up field too early. It's a gain of about 4, but probably going to end up being a 5-yard loss. Let's take a look, unless Salem Hills was lined up off sides.
Tackle on that play was by number 34, Garrett Lloyd of the Skyhawks.
Now here comes the call. All right, it's an illegal motion for on Mountain Crest. So they either had 2 guys moving,
on the 6-yard line.
turned up field a little quick, something along those lines. So there's the first penalty of the game. Hall now backed up to his 6-yard line. He's going to throw, in trouble, gets it out. Here's a penalty as a pick for Skyhawks. This looks like he could have a chance to go to the end zone. It's down to the 5. There's a flag back in the backfield I saw being thrown. It's thrown at the 1-yard line. Probably going to be a hold on Mountain Crest. And Salem Hills on the interception is going to be set up in prime real estate for a chance to tie this game. Holding on the Mustangs. And Salem Hills is in business at the Mustang 4. Hall had all day. He stepped up and then threw it right to one of the Skyhawks. For Brady Hall, 8 interceptions this year. That was number 9. First and goal from the 4 by Tohi. Bulls forward for 3. It's 2nd and goal at the 1.
Down to the 1-yard line. Gain of 3 will be 2nd and goal. Tackle made by number 6, Tanner Lopez.
Skyhawks in a hurry. Give to Vaitohi. He stood up. He stood up short of the goal line. 3rd and goal from inside the 1.
Dylan Bostock and others on the stop. Brings up a 3rd and goal on the 1-yard line.
So 3rd down and goal. Everybody in tight for the Skyhawks. Vaitohi was moving early. No flag, touchdown.
Vaitohi punches it in. for a touchdown.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run. Vaitohi was moving forward before the snap. They didn't catch him. And so the Skyhawks make the Mustangs pay for the interception. And we're a PAT away from a tie ball game with 3:03 to play in the first period. Baker, the senior, on to kick. Kick by Baker is good. We're tied at 7. 3:03 to play in the first period. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. Baker's set to kick off after the interception. Salem Hills, 3 plays, 4 yards, touchdown. And we're tied at 7. Ridgeline has moved on to the quarterfinals. They defeated Spanish Fork, the number 2 team from Region 10, from the Salem Hills region. They already played once this year, and I know talking to people at Ridgeline associated with the team, some of the players, and some other folks, they were all for playing Spanish Fork again.
And we have a touchback. Mount Crest will take over first.
The Mustangs, if they win here, most likely would have to go on the road to play down in St. George next week. We'll take a look at those playoff brackets in a few minutes, but once they get this these offenses running, they don't take much time.
Emergency specialist physicians and
So Hall gets the call from the sideline. And the Mustangs in a tie ball game with Salem Hills, 2 teams that know how to score. The big difference on paper is the Mustang defense. As Hall hits Robinson in the face with a pitch, I don't think Robinson was ready for it. He caught it, dropped it, and had to get on it again. It's a loss of 6. As the Mustang offense, after that turnover, their first play coming out looking out of sorts. Hall only took a couple of steps before he pitched it, and Robinson was too close. The spacing wasn't good on it. Pitched it hard into his face. Robinson caught it for a second and then put it on the turf and just had to get down on it. That could have been a disaster for the Mustangs. Now another flag. Somebody else in motion again. Grady Hall, the quarterback, he needs to let his players, he needs to let his linemen and his guys that, as they're getting set and shifted, get set before they snap it. They're snapping it, they're trying to keep tempo, and they're snapping it in a hurry. They call offsides on the offense, so that'd be a procedure call as the Mustangs, somebody turned upfield too quick. Taki Vea comes onto the field, and Moser heads off. So now it's 2nd and a lot, 2nd and 22. The Mustangs not doing themselves any favors. They're going to give it to Robinson. Robinson gets some of the yardage back. He gets 5. It'll be 3rd down and 16.
Gain of 7 on the play. Number 8, Brooke Viatoya on the tackle. Back to a 3rd and 17 for the Mustangs. Mustang fans, the Swag Shack is
Moser brings the play into Hall.
Located directly underneath the center bleachers.
Mountain Crest, a team that'll run and run and run, then all of a sudden they're going up top for a 70-yard touchdown. See what they dial up here. Hall keeps it. They're running the stretch play on the handoff. Again, there's no timing there. Robinson wasn't there to get it. Hall was holding it out there for him, and that mesh point, I think, came way too far downfield. And some of that was for that Skyhawk defense was pushing the Mountain Crest offensive line into the backfield. So this Skyhawk defense, the defense that gives up 26 a game, right now, they're going toe-to-toe with that Mountain Crest defense as far as shutting down offenses. Kick by Wells out to the 40, takes a Salem Hills bounce back toward the 40. From the 42 back to the 41, it's picked up there. A short field for Salem Hills, 41 seconds to play in the first quarter. And the Mustangs with penalties, and they came out just looking pretty sharp after the Salem Hills turnover, but since then, Mountain Crest offensively has looked out of sorts. A turnover, and then a poor possession right there. Ball at the 41 of Mountain Crest. Nelson throwing the screen. Nothing, maybe a yard.
Nelson screen pass number 3.
Threw it out there to Wilson.
Stopped after a gain of 1. Brings up a 2nd and 9 for the Skyhawks on the Mustang 40-yard line.
Nelson is 2 of 5 for 26 yards. This will probably be the last play of the first period. A handoff. Maybe a yard there. It's going to be 3rd down and 8 when we come back. That's the end of the first quarter. We're tied at 7 in Hiram.
Tell me something, and I'd say, huh? And then they tell me again, and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to everybody.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, we get ready to start the second period. The Mustangs and the Skyhawks all tied up at 7. On paper, this looked like maybe the closest matchup of the first round, and so far it is. Mistakes by both teams leading to points for the other team. A high snap over the punter's head for Salem Hills on their first possession is recovered by Mountain Crest, giving them a short field. They put it in the end zone, and then the Mustangs throw an interception deep in their own territory. It's returned to the 4-yard line, and 3 plays later, Salem Hills is in the end zone. Now, after not a great offensive possession for the Mustangs, Salem Hills has the ball. 3rd down and 8 in Mountain Crest territory. Robinson can't get to Nelson. Nelson across his body, has his man. 1st down and more down to the 20-yard line. It's Rolfe. 14 yards on 3rd and 8. Once again, Nelson gets away. Mountain Crest has been in his face all night long, but they can't catch him around that edge, and it's around the edge that they're gashing this Mountain Crest defense. That edge contained, setting the edge is not happening here in this first half for the Mustangs defensively, as that was a run for 9. They fake the give to Schwenke, give it to Nelson. Nelson stopped at the 10, but that's enough for a 1st down.
Advances the ball to the 9-yard line. Tackle made by
It was Lloyd with the 9-yard run on 1st down. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 9-yard line, just inside the 10 for Salem Hills, as their offense has found its rhythm. Nelson tries the middle, making guys miss in the backfield, and he's so tall when he falls forward he gets 2 yards.
James Nelson scrambles up the middle, gain of a couple. Tackle made by number
2nd and goal from the 8, picked up 2.
He's up a 2nd goal on the 8-yard line.
They've been harassing Nelson the entire game, but they've only sacked him once. He's gotten away and made plays outside of the pocket. In the backfield, man's hit, gets out of the tackle attempt, and Lloyd down to the 2. How many times have we seen that here in this first half where the Mustangs have been unable to get a Salem Hills guy on the ground? They hit him for a loss, couldn't get him on the ground. Good hard run, and here's Vitohi looking for the end zone. I don't know if he's there. No, 4th down, inside the 1. It looked like he might be there. Now it's going to be 4th and goal, just inside the 1-yard line. Nelson got a man in the end zone. Throw, catch, touchdown, Salem Hills. The Mustangs are getting gashed on the edges. Their edge defense is failing them here in this first half. They run up the middle, and that time they fake the give, get outside, make the quarterback a run-pass threat, and Rolfe hauls it in for the touchdown, and Salem Hills with the lead. Two short fields for Salem Hills, 2 touchdowns, and a 14-7 lead with 10:07 to play in the first half. You're watching the Game of the Week.
That's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Megan, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
No gym intimidation, no lunks, clean and spacious. Just $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
14-7, Salem Hills leading Mountain Crest early in the second period. 10:07 to play in the half, to be exact. Baker on to kick off. The Mustangs with 2 disastrous offensive possessions after looking good on their first possession with a short field. They've taken their last 2 with their backs against the end zone. Taquivea's coming this side. They got it blocked well. He's got a chance to pick up some yards. Good block out front, cuts back inside. He's up to the 44-yard line. And maybe that'll breathe some life into the Mustang offense. Takavea with a nice return, blocked well. And he's out to they're going to actually set it at the 43.
Leppy swiftly taken down the sideline with the lawnmower move. Chews up the grass. Excellent.
Hall looking at a 5-man front. Here they come. They come up the A gaps, and they met Hall 3 yards deep in the backfield. 4 carries, minus 4 yards for Brady Hall. We talked all in the pregame running up to this about how this Salem Hills defense gives up a lot of points. Well, right now, they're punching the Mountain Crest offense in the mouth. There's no deep safety, no one high deep safety. Over the middle to Robinson. Robinson across the 50, puts his head down, has the first down. He got 13 yards.
Tackle back number 6, Merrill Morley. Enough for a Mountain Crest first down.
Hall had to throw that one quick, and Burgess wasn't looking. Neither one of the receivers on that side were looking for the ball. Powell nor Burgess, they were both streaking down the sideline, down the field, and Hall threw it early, looking like he was expecting somebody to break outside. And from the Salem Hills 46-yard line, Hall's in the gun with 5 wide receivers. Over the middle, looks for Robinson, nice grab, down to the 30-yard line. 16, 17 yards as Hall put it right on it. yards on 2 catches for Robinson. Now maybe Hall starting to settle down a little bit. Hall, the junior quarterback. He's got time. They're running the screen. Robinson slips out of one tackle. Looked like they had him for a loss. We mentioned that earlier. Mountain Crest was having trouble making tackles. And now the turnabout is Hall gives it off to Robinson on the little screen, and it's a 5-yard gain. And it looked like it might have been a loss. Robinson 3 catches on this drive, 35 yards. And now Salem Hills wants a timeout with 8:17 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest leads, or excuse me, Mountain Crest trails 14-7. Take a look at some of the other games in progress. Ridgeline, we got word that Ridgeline had ended up winning their game 25-22 against Spanish Fork. Orem all over Bear River late in that ball game, 36-7. Desert Hills 31-13 over Bonneville late in the fourth. We're nearing halftime out in Smithfield. Skyview leads Mountain View 36-7. Pineview 42-0 over Tooele at the half. Cedar and Stansbury just underway, tied at 7. Park City and Dixie kicking off here any minute. 2nd down and 5. Hall again with 5 wide receivers, looking for the out, and he left it a little bit short. Takavea went down, grabbed it, tried to sell it, but it bounced off the turf. 5 of 7 for Hall. And it's 3rd down. I would imagine you're looking at 2 downs to gain 4 yards here for the Mustangs. 5 wide receivers again. Hall down in the middle. He's got Robinson wide open, touchdown. 24 yards, no flags. .59 yards on 4 catches and a touchdown for Robinson, all on this drive. Wells, kick is good, and we're tied at 14 with 8:03 to play in the first half. A good one brewing here in Hiram.
Hi guys, Raleigh. This is Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving out free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
It's amazing how much better your offense is when you're not starting inside your own 10-yard line. The Mustangs, with good starting field position, put the ball in the end zone and tie it up at 14. Salem Hills has had short fields on both of their scoring drives. And we got a brand new ball game at 14 with 8:03 to play here in this first half. Nelson's looked good after really taking a wallop early. He had to go out for a play, but he came back in and really has looked good.
Pizza Plus and Towing Construction. We're grateful for their tremendous support of Mountain Crest High School.
He's back on the field now, threw a touchdown pass on their last possession. The give to Vaitohi, and Vaitohi a couple of yards. 8 carries, 21 yards, and a touchdown for Vaitohi. 602 yards coming in. He averages 6.5 yards per carry. They've held him to under 3 yards per carry so far. A bunch formation to the near side, and Vitohi in the backfield. Robinson sneaks over. They're going to throw the slant the other way, right at the 30-yard line. Looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down.
Nelson's pass completed to Cade Hancock.
It's Hancock.
Gain of 11 and first down.
With the 10-yard grab. They run the same formation just to the other side. Give to Vito. He fights his way forward for 3.
Vito, the carrier, up the middle, gain of 4.
No huddle for Salem Hills. They're looking over to the sideline. Their sideline holding up some signs and with some hand signals. 2nd and 7. Nelson looking in the 4-man front. Mount Crest only rushes 3. They flush Nelson out of the pocket. Here comes some pressure. There's a man downfield open as Takivea came up to try to make a play on the ball. He misjudged it, and he's lucky that Griffin dropped it. And Nelson once again getting out of the pocket and putting the ball right on a receiver. The Mustangs just getting fortunate that time. Takivea made the cut in front of it and took one too many steps forward, just kind of misjudged that ball hanging up there, went over his head right into the receiver's arms, and then Takivea grabbed him and tried to get him down, and in that process of that made the receiver drop the ball. 3rd and 7. Here comes Robinson, hits Nelson, and the ball nearly picked off just as he threw. Robinson plowed into Nelson's back, and Nelson's slow getting up. 4th down. That time, Nelson was looking the other way and had no idea that Robinson was bearing down on him.
Back to receive, number 7, Bo
Robinson and Takivea back at the 25-yard line to field this punt. Another high snap, another good grab. Or this time a good grab by the punter. Takivea catches it at the 27-yard line, and that's where the Mustangs will take over with 6:29 to play in the first half. We're all tied up at 7. Hall got himself into a little bit of a rhythm as he's giving a shovel digging signal out to his receivers. He's looking downfield for Nethercott, down the middle, got him at the 40, at the 30, still on his feet. Goodbye. 72 yards. Touchdown. Hall's last 2 passes have been for touchdowns. He's 6 of 8, 148 yards. He had back-to-back possessions where he looked shaky. Did not look good at all. And he has responded big time. Bad snap, or the snap was okay, he couldn't get the ball down though. He's got a man in the end zone as he throws it up, and he couldn't catch it, the man in the end zone. Hall caught the snap, couldn't get it down cleanly, so the PAT attempt no good. 20-14, 6:17 to play in the half.
Vehicle won't start? We can fix that. Not running right? We can fix that. Won't stop? We can fix that. Auto Evolution. Honest service at a fair price on Airport Road.
20-14 with 6:17 to play in the first half. Mountain Crest back out in front. An entertaining first round game here in Hiram. Wells puts a foot into it, fielded at the 3-yard line, and then a reverse. Going back the other way. The Mustang special teams are there. Some hard running to get that one out to the 21. And Salem Hills, after leading 14-7, finds themselves down 20-14. James Nelson, the quarterback for Salem Hills. He's 5 of 10 for 51 yards and a touchdown. He's been under duress much of the game. He's done a good job of keeping plays alive with his feet and making throws on the run. Little shovel pass, but the Mustang defense is there. No gain. Rolfe has 2 catches for 15 yards, 3 catches for 15 yards and a touchdown. No place to go that time. Second and 10. Nelson goes through his progressions, throws a completion, but there's a flag back at the 14, and it's going to be a hold on Salem Hills. This one's coming back. It's going to be half the distance to the goal, and it's going to back the Skyhawks up. For Salem Hills, that's their first penalty. So that one's going to be down back inside the 10. The flag was out at about the 16-yard line. It's half the distance to the goal. It ends up being an 8-yard penalty. So it's second down and quite a few. It's back at the 7. Down in 20 plus. Here's the give. Vaitohi met by Wells. Vaitohi picks up about 5 of it back. 2.9 yards per carry for Vaitohi here tonight. He averages 6.5 coming into this game.
3rd and 20 for Salem Hills.
Wells in there in a 3-man front. Now they walk up a backer. Nelson has some time, unloads, has a man running down the sideline, and he throws it out of bounds. On 3rd and 18, they go for the big chunk play. Can't come up with it. Now 2 of 6 on 3rd down for Salem Hills. Nelson is 6 of 12 for 51 yards and a touchdown, and the Mustangs look to have some good field position pending the punt.
Punting for the Skyhawks, number 17, Josh Crippen.
Crippen doesn't have to climb a ladder to go get this snap this time. Pretty good bounce as it landed clear back inside the 40, and then it goes out of bounds at the 41. And the Mustangs with a short field leading by 6, 20-14, and Mountain Crest, I'm sure, would love to get another score on the board before the half, and then they would get the ball back to start the second half. Mountain Crest and Salem Hills takes a timeout. You can't carry those timeouts over from the first half to the second, so you might as well use them if you need them. Mountain Crest had a short field on their first scoring drive, a 32-yard scoring drive after a high snap went over the punter's head, and he just had to go get it and get down on it. They were able to put the ball into the end zone, and then A couple of possessions later, the Mustangs throw an interception. It's returned to the 4-yard line, and Salem Hills punches it in for a 7-7 tie. Salem Hills, after a poor possession by the Mustangs offense and not a good punt, ends up with a 42-yard field, and they put it in the end zone to go up 14-7. Since then, the Mustangs have put together back-to-back scoring drives, and they lead it 20-14. The PAT attempt, the snap was good to Hall. Just looked like he had trouble getting it down. He looked like he grabbed it, but when he went to put it down, he kind of lost control of it. He had a couple of guys in the end zone. He threw it off his back foot as he was being harassed, and it went incomplete. 20-14. Again, he's got a man in the near sideline. That's Moser, and Moser gets it off of his shoelaces. I thought maybe it hit the ground. And there's a flag down, holding on Mountain Crest. I didn't see that flag. That one came out late. For the Mustangs, their third penalty. I mean, that play was one step and throw. Wonder how you hold somebody that quick. That's a big penalty. One step and you call a hold, and that's called getting beat in a hurry if you're that line. I think the official didn't know the ball was out. As he's watching that line, that ball came out of there so quick, he probably didn't know the ball was out. 1st and 20. Hall looking to Nethercott. He's open again, and down the middle of the field. Touchdown, Mountain Crest. 54 yards. The middle of the field has been wide open for the Mustang receivers, and they have found it, and they are making hay. Three straight throws, 3 straight touchdowns for Hall. $143 yards for Nethercott and 2 touchdowns on 4 catches. The Mustangs will go for 2, try to get it up to a 2-touchdown game here. 3:54 on the clock on the untimed PAT attempt. Howell is the lone setback. Rolling near side, Hall to the end zone. The PAT attempt to Moser is good. 28-14 Mountain Crest. You're watching the game of the week.
PCs Unlimited is Cache Valley's first choice for all things computer. For over 20 years, our friendly and knowledgeable staff have been there to help you with on-site and in-store service, repair, diagnostics, networking, upgrades, system and data recovery, all of your computer needs. Our prices are low and our customer service is the best. Come see the professionals at PCs Unlimited, 610 North Main in Logan.
The Mustangs are spreading the field out, and it's the middle of the field that's providing all sorts of running room for the Mustang receivers, and Brady Hall is finding them. He's having a big first half. The return out across the 30-yard line to the 31 by Salem Hills. Hall 202 yards. He's 7 of 9. He's at 8 of 11 for 202 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had back-to-back possessions where he just looked like everybody that's used to watching him kind of wondered, oh, what's going on with Brady Hall? Things weren't working. He threw an interception, and the last 3 possessions the Brady Hall Mustangs fans are used to has come back. Lloyd turns it upfield, gains a yard on the little pitch. So it's the outside edge of the Mustang defense where Salem Hills has been able to attack. That time they tried to get the edge, and the Mustangs did a good job of stringing it out. 3:20 to play in the half. Mustangs lead 28-14. Somebody's coming off the edge. Quick throw and the ball's free. They're going to say incomplete. Big hit out there by Olson. The receiver, Zeke Mangum, looked like he was going to pull that in, and then Olson laid a lick on him, and he dropped it. 3rd down and 10. 2 of 6 on 3rd downs for Salem Hills. And a quick 3 and out for the Skyhawks, and giving the ball back to the Mountain Crest offense that is hot would be a disaster. Nelson off his back foot has a man out at the 45-yard line of the Mustangs. 26 yards on 3rd and 10. Vitohi with the grab.
Skyhawks will get the ball on the Mustang 45-yard line.
His first catch. So the Mustangs calling timeout now, and boy, the head coach, Jason Lee, followed the side judge all the way almost to the hash, hollering about something, pointing back toward the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage. 28-14 with 3 minutes to play in the first half. Mountain Crest scored first, 7-0. Then 14 unanswered by Salem Hills, made it 14-7, and since then it's 21 unanswered for Mountain Crest. The last 3 passes for Brady Hall have gone for touchdowns, not just little touchdowns. 24, 72, and 54 yards to Nethercott and Robinson. Nethercott for 72 and 54, 24 for Robinson. 143 yards and 2 touchdowns on 4 catches for Nethercott. They're spreading it out. That receiver in that slot position is running the post, and once he's able to clear the hash, it's smooth sailing. They can't play a high safety. They don't have 2 safeties high. They're having to spread them out because of the 5 wide receivers. And they're not able to stay with these receivers if the pass rush can't get home. This is Schwenke in motion. Fake the give. Nelson fires across the middle. It's incomplete. He threw that one maybe about 1 step sooner, I think, than he wanted to, but in Nelson's defense, he's had orange and blue jerseys in his face all night long. He's only taken 1 sack, and he's made some great throws as he's gotten outside of the pocket, but he's taken some hits. He's 6'5", he's big. Anybody would be tired of getting hit like that. Now he tries to escape, climb in the pocket, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and somebody gets a hold of him and hauls him down with 1 hand. Hanson.
Brings up a 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Nelson unloads that out pattern, puts it right on the receiver.
Nelson's pass complete to number 11.
13 yards and a first down.
Broken up, or first down back to number 4, Kyler Olson. It is enough, however, for a first down. Ball will be spotted at the 32.
Lloyd spins off of a tackle, picks up 8. He's got 29 yards on 6 carries. 2 minutes to play in the first half, and Salem Hills on the move. A couple of 3rd and longs, and Nelson's able to deliver. Here's the man on that little fly sweep. He's going to be short of the first down. A pickup of a couple. Schwenke gets a yard. 3rd and 1. Nelson's going to keep it. Somebody sneaking out of there is Rolfe. He blocked for a count and then released downfield. He's down to the 10-yard line. It's a 13-yard play on 3rd down. Another 3rd down conversion. Mountain Crest has to call a timeout. Salem Hills running the plays in a hurry. It's 1st and goal from the 10. It's 28-14 with 1:33 to play, and Mountain Crest calls a timeout to make sure they've got the right personnel in there. Salem Hills running a hurry up. Salem Hills with only one penalty here in this first half, so they've done that very well. Mustangs will get the ball to start the second half, but they do not want to give up a score here. Give Salem Hills any life. Salem Hills, that's an offense that can put points on the board. They've already scored more points than Mountain Crest typically gives up in a game. Mountain Crest gives up 13. There's 14 on the board for Salem Hills. Nelson, lots of time. Now he breaks out of the pocket. Sets up over the middle, man in the back of the end zone. That would have been a great catch, and it's out of bounds. And it's 2nd and goal from the 10. That's 18 passes already for Salem Hills. 27 rushes, a lot of plays here in this first half. Nelson being chased in the backfield, and he's caught back at the 19-yard line. And the Mustangs with another sack.
Brings up a 3rd and goal on the 19.
So 3rd and goal back at the 19, and the clock runs. Under a minute to play in the first half. That time Nelson had nowhere to go. They hemmed him in. There's been one edge for him, usually free for him to escape out of, and he couldn't that time. 4-man rush down the sideline, the back shoulder throw, incomplete as the receiver came down out of bounds. 4th down and goal from the 19, and the Mustang defense bows its neck. And Baker has 9 field goals on the season. On for another try. Mangum the holder. This would be from 36 yards. From the right hash. A little bit of a high snap. Good distance. Good eye. It's good. With 37 seconds to play in the half. 28-17. Mountain Crest.
Emergency room wait times than MOUNTAINSTAR Healthcare. Text ER to 23,000 for current wait times.
37.5 ticks on the clock. 28-17. Mountain Crest. See if they kick it away here. They do. Dart and Takivea back, and now they blow it dead. Offsides on Salem Hill, so they're going to have to back up. Baker will have to kick it again from the 5.
They will re-kick after the 5-yard penalty.
Second penalty of the half for Salem Hills. Mountain Crest with 3. They had another on the interception that was not accepted. So the flags have stayed in the pockets tonight. The officials, they're letting the teams play. Baker will kick now from his own 35 after the penalty. Dart watches this one go over his head and into the end zone. And the Mustangs will start at their own 20-yard line, leading 28-17, and you can bet the Mustangs aren't just going to sit on this one. I just have no doubt they're going to try to go up over top and go for another big one. Last 3 passes have been for touchdowns for Hall. And they're going to split 5 out again. Middle of that field is going to be open again if they can protect Hall. 4-man rush. He goes to the middle, and it's just out of reach of his receiver, Robinson. Mosier was running deep. Nethercott was in the intermediate. And Robinson was underneath. Hall went through his progression and found Robinson and just out of his reach. Eight of 12 for Hall. Now he escapes the pocket. He's got some blockers. Running straight for the sideline. Let's see if he crossed. He did not cross the 30 to get the first down. So it's going to be 3rd and a yard. That's about the only thing he did wrong on that run. 25 seconds left. Well, now you have to pick up that first down. The Mustangs should have a couple of timeouts left. Salem Hills, I believe, only has 1 by my count. Hall's going to keep it right up the middle. Still on his feet. Out to about the 38-yard line. He's got 9 yards, and the clock stops as they will reset the chains. That's called a push by the O-line, and then Hall slipped through and picked up good yardage. Mustang's going to call a timeout or what? The clock's running this whole time. One official's calling for the clock to be stopped. The White Hat's talking to the head coach. The officials set the ball and then signaled for the clock to be started. Never signaled for a timeout. The one in front of the Mountain Crest bench was signaling for the clock to stop, but the White Hat never did. And that's what Coach Lee's out there talking about. And they're going to put more time back on the clock. They're going to put 20 seconds on the clock. So Coach Lee's out there having a chat with the sideline official, and the White Hat walked over and gently pushed him away and said, "Oh, we got it, we got it." So they got it. And the Mustangs with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line, 20 seconds to play here in the half. The way they've been ripping off yardage in big chunks, that's plenty of time. Hall again with 5 wide receivers. 4-man rush. They're playing games with loops and stunts up front. Trying to get to Hall. They can't do it. He hits Takivea for the 8-yard out. 16 seconds.
Gain of 7 on the play. 8 yards. Brings up a 2nd and 2.
See if they can move. They might be trying to move this across midfield before they decide to try to take a shot. This 5 wide receiver spread has paid some dividends for the Mustangs. Takivea, the pitch and catch, hauls it in. 10 more yards and the clock stops as they step out of bounds. Takivea again. 12 seconds on the clock. They're dropping 6 guys. They're showing guys up and then dropping 6 deep at the snap. Underneath they go again. Robinson, no, Nethercott bobbles but catches. He's short of the first down. Picks up 8 seconds left. They're going to have to go upstairs eventually. because there's 8.7 on the clock. The way they're running these plays, they can run underneath a couple more times. And then pretty soon it makes it less field for Salem Hills to defend, but it makes it harder, almost harder against a hurry-up look. Hall, 5 seconds, unloads, has a man wide open. And he's caught at the 2-yard line. This clock will stop, but there's no time on it.
Pass is completed.
I think there was time on that clock when he hit the ground, but the officials didn't. He's down at the 1-yard line. I don't think the officials blew that dead. I think that may have been Kyler Olson that caught it. I'll see who caught that. There was a little bit of time when he hit the ground, but not much. Boy, I'm watching the clock as that's happening. There was time on the clock when he hit the ground. And they're not going to put any time on the clock, so he stops short of the end zone. 28-17 our score as we head to the half. The hometown crowd doesn't like that decision.
Tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Cheerleaders are under the direction of Alicia Smith and Mandy Redfern. The administration would like to thank the Cabriels and the cheerleaders for all the time and effort they put into Mountain Crest High School.
They said I wasn't fast enough. Forget what they say. You define you. The way you move, the way you compete, the way you train. If you want to win on the field, you have to move like no one else has moved before. That's why I train with Rip 60. Power, speed, strength. If you train the Rip 60 way, you'll be able to do things you never thought possible.
Rip 60 features suspended rotation, the key to power so your body is forced to stabilize and balance throughout your workout, engaging more muscles and building your core with every move. The secret is the rotational carriage, which promotes more muscle activity, allowing you to build muscle fast.
I train like the pros, and you can too. Get Rip 60.
Unlock the rewards of training the way elite athletes do in less than 60 minutes a day for just 60 days, so you can get incredible results like these fast. Call now and you can receive expedited shipping so you can reach your goal even faster.
Because you define you. Rip 60 training is the way.
sriracha chicken sandwich for a limited time.
Hey, can I get the bathroom key?
Sure thing. Return it when you're done.
And that's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Matt, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Comfortable environment, spacious locker rooms, no gym intimidation. Only $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
When I finally got tired of playing through knee pain, I went to a surgeon I'd heard good things about. Best choice I ever made. My doctor was great, but so was the hospital. They presented me with all of my options, and they took time to help me make decisions. That's the way it should be. That's what led to this moment. And that look on Phil's face.
Before your moment of truth, choose a health plan that partners with the MOUNTAINSTAR Healthcare network.
Not bigger, just better.
Billy Goat Ruffians. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
Something and I'd say, huh? And then they'd tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And I was thoroughly confused. I had no idea where to go. There are so many options.
Say the word pass.
And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word red.
And I am here to tell you, it was like night and day. The minute I walked in the first place, but learning more about him, having him tell me a little bit about him and his qualifications. And I know he's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD. So I knew that he had spent many, many years and had a lot of experience. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. Very, very well worth it, and I would recommend Dr. Daines to anybody, everybody.
Hi guys, Valley. This is Fernando with the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving out free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
Vehicle won't start? We can fix that. Not running right? We can fix that. Won't stop? We can fix that. Auto Evolution. Honest service at a fair price on Airport Road.
Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. MOUNTAINSTAR Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank, strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric, a tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental, experience dental care. Camp Chef, the way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology, bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson, personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan, no gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental, get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop, we logo stuff, all kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years. Second half of the game of the week. First round 4A state playoffs. Mountain Crest hosting Salem Hills. It was back and forth in that first half. Salem Hills actually led 14-7. Mountain Crest took the lead 7-0. Salem Hills back-to-back touchdowns to lead 14-7. Then Mountain Crest with 3 straight scores. This one fielded about the 1, and then Takivea steps back into the end zone, and momentum takes him back into the end zone, and it's a touchback out to the 20-yard line, and Mountain Crest will start there. The Mountain Crest offense, short field for their first score, and then they had 2 just back-to-back possessions where they just looked out of sorts, and the Salem Hills defense was making some plays, and then after that, something clicked for the Mustang offense, and they couldn't be stopped. They went to that 5-receiver spread, and really it caused problems for Salem Hills. Now they go back to a more tight formation. The Hall carries for 4 yards. 7 carries, 18 yards for Hall. In the first half, 29 yards rushing for Mountain Crest, 263 in the air for 292 total yards. 263 for Hall and 3 touchdowns on 8 of 12. Salem Hills 45 yards rushing, 103 in the air, 148 total. And the Mustangs sitting on a 9-point lead. Look like maybe they're going to, an 11-point lead. Look like maybe they're going to kind of shorten the game a little, slow down the pace a little bit. Hall's got time, look out. Got his man out of a break. It's Robinson on the back shoulder throw, and he can't come down with it. 3rd down.
Brady Hall's intended pass to Bo Robinson on the wheel route down the sideline. Falls incomplete.
I don't know if it was meant to be a back shoulder throw. Robinson had a step on his man. If they throw it out in front of him, he might still be running. Threw it to that outside shoulder. He kind of stops for it. So it looks like the back shoulder throw that you're so used to seeing. 5 wide receivers. The defense caught in a scramble. Hall finds Moser. 1st down. 7 yards on 3rd down.
For another Mustang, 1st down.
Moser with his first catch of the game. So Pineview, Skyview next week. That one will be in Smithfield. Orem and Desert Hills will be playing at Orem. Ridgeline beat Spanish Fork, a Spanish Fork team that thumped them earlier in the year. But Ridgeline people around that program were telling me they were happy with that draw. They wanted Spanish Fork again. Here's Hall on the design quarterback carry. He's got 5. So Ridgeline will play the winner of Stansbury and Cedar. If Cedar wins that game, Ridgeline will get a home game. The winner of this game will play the winner of Dixie Park City, and that one will be down at Dixie if Dixie wins, and either at Salem Hills or Mountain Crest, depending on if Park City wins. That would be a monumental upset if Park City were to beat Dixie. Dixie is tough. Hall on 2nd and 5, over the head of his intended receiver, Howell. And it's going to be 3rd and 5. Mountain Crest kind of slowing down the pace. They had their foot on the throttle in that second quarter. Kind of slowing down the pace here to start this second half, sitting on an 11-point lead. Having said all that, a couple of incomplete passes in less than a minute and a half has rolled off the clock. 28-17. Now they've got a high safety against 5 wide receivers, and they're dropping 8. Moser threw his hands. He would have had a first down. He had to go up and get it. It was definitely catchable. He had both hands on it, and the Mustangs will have to punt for the first time in a while. They're 3 of 5 on 3rd downs. They were 3 for 4 before that.
Punting for Mountain Crest, number 77, Eli Wells. Back to receive, number 3, Tom Olson.
Wells on to kick. Takes a bounce and then just bounces sideways, and
the ball is down at the
finally downed out there by Tanner Lofthouse.
1st and 10.
Lofthouse is a name synonymous with Mountain Crest football.
Gold sponsors of the School Awards program.
Lots of Lofthouses have come through this Mustang program. All of them have been nasty football players and good wrestlers. 10-10 to play in the 3rd. Mountain Crest by 11, 28-17. James Nelson and the Salem Hills offense back on the field. The handoff back there to Vaitohi. About 3 yards, maybe 2. Let's look, 3 yards. Lofthouse with the tackle. No huddle again for Salem Hills. They don't huddle, they come to the line, then look to the sideline. Swanky goes in motion, they give it to Vaitohi. His biggest run of the night, he's in the clear. Vaitohi deep into Mountain Crest territory, finally upended at the 25.
On the counter play, cuts it back to the right side. Bo Robinson makes the tackle.
38 yards for Vaitohi. He had 32 total on 11 carries. Now he's up to 70 yards on the night. This is the best offense that Mountain Crest has played against since they met Skyview. They held Skyview to 16 points. They've given up 17 so far tonight against Salem Hills. Here's the give to Vaitohi again. Somebody hanging on to his ankle. And that's a good thing, because there was some running room to the outside. And it was Lofthouse again that got a hold of it.
29-yard line.
Gain of a yard.
For the Skyhawks.
Receivers again, they're going to run it again. Trying to get to the edge is the back. See if he can get there. Robinson's in pursuit. It's Lloyd who picks up some yardage down to the 21. He's got about, oh no, they're going to say it's at the 19. Picked up 6. 3rd down. 4 of 10 on third downs. Salem Hills looking at 3rd and 4. Here's the give on that fly sweep. Looking for the edge. That's going to be close. I think he's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 2.
Brings up a 4th down and 2. Forced out of bounds by 10 at Ockhouse.
Well, they've got a pretty good kicker. Baker's hit 10 field goals on the year, and we saw the last one was 36 yards. He put it through easily. Now he's on the opposite hash, and this one's going to be about 35 yards.
34-yard attempt by Baker.
Right-footed kicker from the left hash. Put it down good. This one looks like it might be drifting, but I think it went in, and it did. 28-20 ball game with 8:33 to play in the 3rd quarter. Back after this.
When I finally got tired of playing through knee pain, I went to a surgeon I'd heard good things about. Best choice I ever made. My doctor was great, but so was the hospital. They presented me with all of my options, and they took time to help me make decisions. That's the way it should be. That's what led to this moment. And that look on Phil's face.
Before your moment of truth, choose a health plan that partners with the MOUNTAINSTAR Healthcare Network.
Not bigger, just better.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, 8:33 to play in the 3rd quarter. Salem Hills creeping back into this one. This one's fielded by Dart at the 1-yard line. He's still on his feet. Look out. He bounces to the outside, out to the 45. He took that one to his heels right on the goal line. He's out to the 45-yard line, and that's where the Mustang offense will start. See if they can get it restarted. They were like a hot knife through butter in that 2nd period. Then they came out to start this 3rd and kind of slowed things down a little bit. Tried to get back to the run and reestablish that, and they ended up having to punt. 4 wide, 1 in motion. That's Nethercott to the near side. Here's the give to Robinson. Robinson, 9 yards.
Gain of 9 on the play. Bring up a 2nd and short.
He's only got 18 yards. That's only his 3rd carry.
Number 10, Jay
522 yards on the season. Hall's going to keep it. He surges forward. He needed a yard. He got 2. So the Mustangs into Salem Hills territory after a pair of rushing plays. And the clock runs with under 8 minutes to play in the 3rd. Mountain Crest by 8, so it's a 1-score ball game. Karen Burgess, the sophomore tight end. Outside of this side, Moser in motion. They're going to run that option there, and the quarterback's going to keep the ball down to the 40-yard line. He picks up 5. He was getting caught behind the line of scrimmage in the 1st half on that play. And this play, he got hit just as he got to the line of scrimmage. He was able to muscle forward for 5. Hall with 270 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. He's got 30 yards rushing. But he's thrown an interception that was returned to the Mountain Crest 4 that set up the first score of the game for Salem Hills. Hall in trouble, stripped to the football. It's loose and Hall gets back on it. He had no idea that the defensive end was coming from the backside. A loss of 2. It goes down as a sack for Salem Hills. And he was just getting ready to step up and deliver, and he had a man downfield when the pass rush got home. It's 3rd down and 7. Now they go to that 5 wide receiver look. This time they're leaving a safety high. They weren't doing that in the first half. Three-man rush. Hall has time, hits Nethercott. First down and more, still running inside the 10. Race to the pylon, stop, goal, touchdown. Yards, Hall to Nethercott. 193 yards on 6 catches and 3 touchdowns for Nethercott. 312 yards and 4 touchdowns passing for Hall. Wells kicked way up in the air and through. 35-20, 6:06 to play in a high-scoring game in Highland.
Billy Goat Ruffians. Seen it, covered it. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Give us a call at 752-9493. You'll be glad you did.
Back at Mountain Crest High School, 6:06 to play in the third. The Mustangs with the 55-yard touchdown drive and a 42-yard toss to Nethercott. Some fancy running at the end to get it into the end zone. This one's going to bounce at the 10. It's fielded just inside the 10 by Callister, and Callister at the 16-yard line. That's where the Salem Hills offense will go to work.
Gain of 8.
Tohe behind Nelson. Nelson doesn't have huge numbers, but he's done some impressive things tonight from the quarterback spot. He's a returning starter, played as a junior last year on a good team. Tohe a yard. 72 yards on 14 carries. He had a 38-yarder as his big one. Everything else, the other 13 carries, netted him 34 yards. Nelson 103 yards on 9 of 18 passing and a touchdown. As he looks like he's going to roll out and then a little inside give, and a nice job by Lofthouse to bring Lloyd down after a gain of only 3. Third down.
Gain of a couple brings up 3rd and 6.
4 of 11 on third downs for Salem Hills. They picked up a couple of big ones on the last drive. 3rd and long, and they went for big plays. See if the Mustang defense can stop them here. Sending extra guys after Nelson, and the ball incomplete. He put it right in his receiver's breadbasket. The receiver took a wallop, and he couldn't hold on. It was Rolfe. It would have been right at the sticks, and so Salem Hills will have to punt.
Back to receive the law firm of
Robinson and Takavea back to receive.
The press box would like to thank Vice Principal Denise Mortensen for providing
Crippen.
food.
The first snap went over his head at the first of the game. The last 2 have been perfect. He had another one he had to climb the ladder to go get. Looks like the long snappers calibrated his snapping mechanism now, and the last 2 have been perfect to Crippen, and Crippen's kick out to the 40-yard line, and that's where Mountain Crest will start, leading 35-20. They will play the winner of the Dixie Park City game. That game kicked off about 45 minutes ago, 7 p.m. on Friday night. 5 wide again for the Mustangs. Now there's a 2-high safety look, and they're going to run Hall. Hall
keeper around the right edge.
gets away, but they blew the whistle after a gain of only 2. So they're trying to spread them out, get more guys dropping in pass coverage. The thought there is that, hey, now there's less would-be tacklers up around the line of scrimmage. You can get some running going. But Salem Hills has been stingy against the run here tonight. That's 12 carries for only 30 yards for Hall. Robinson has 3 for 18. 54 total yards on the ground on 17 attempts for Mountain Crest. 5 wide receiver look again. 3-man rush. Hall standing, waiting, delivering. First down. Robinson at the 45 of Salem Hills, 15 yards. And the Mustangs move the chains.
Excellent pass protection provided by the Mustang offensive line.
The key, the Mountain Crest offensive line keeping that 3-man pass rush out of it. Five wide receivers again. Now they've got a spy for Hall. Hall unloads. Robinson. It's tipped away and he catches it off the tip. And he's got a first down. If at first you don't succeed, it's 11 yards and a first down. Robinson now with 85 yards on 6 catches, 340 yards for Hall on 17 of 21. First down at the Salem Hills 35. Looking for the out pattern. He's got his man at the 30. Making a couple of moves, and he's able to matriculate upfield for 7.
Cuts it back inside. Gain of 7 or 8 on the play.
That's Nethercott.
Broke by Toey.
Not used to that for Nethercott. He's only with 7. He's at 200 for the night, though. And 3 touchdowns. Huge night for Nethercott. They've stayed with that 5 wide receiver look on this possession. Hall picks up the first down. 5 yards on 2nd down and 3. You know, it's kind of pick your poison with the Mountain Crest offense. You drop a bunch of guys into coverage and only rush 3. You've got a running quarterback, and it's going to be hard to get to him. He's got time. Even if you have 8 back in coverage, eventually somebody's going to come free. And if you send too many, if Hall gets away, he can find a receiver or he can make things happen with his feet. It's a nice luxury for an offensive coordinator. Hall sets, throws. Olsen inside the 10, 1st and goal. Mustangs down at the 8-yard line. 15 yards.
Defended by number 23, Ethan Gunderson of Salem Hills. 15 yards and first down. Mustangs will have 1st and goal on the Salem Hills 8-yard line.
Kyler Olsen hasn't been used a ton in the passing game this season, but he's got 2 catches for 50 yards here tonight. The senior wide receiver, 20 seniors on this team. 1st and goal at the 8. Under 2.5 to play in the 3rd. A touchdown here by Mountain Crest could be a backbreaker for Salem Hills. Hall rolls, still rolling. Now comes back the other way. He's got some running room. He's also got a receiver in the back of the end zone, and he throws it behind him.
Brady Hall scrambles left.
And out of bounds.
Intended for Nick Nethercott. Ball's incomplete. Bring up a 2nd and goal.
2nd and goal from the 8.
Pressure on the quarterback, to Alex Baker.
Now down here like this, that 5 wide receiver, you don't have as much room to work with if you're the offense. Kind of helps that defense out a little bit. In the back of the end zone is another defender. Moser and Nethercott will split to the left. Olsen to the right. Takivea in the backfield and Robinson in the slot. Mountain Crest going to need a timeout. They took a long time in the huddle. They didn't want to pick up a penalty. So 2nd and goal from the 8 for the Mustangs with 2:13 to play in this third quarter. Mountain Crest leads 35-20. A touchdown here by the Mustangs would mean a steep uphill climb for Salem Hills. So Salem Hills defensively desperate to keep the Mustangs out of the end zone. So Orem beat Bear River 36-7 today. Desert Hills beats Bonneville 45-13. Ridgeline 25-22 over Spanish Fork. Skyview leads Mountain View late in that ball game 50-14. Pineview 63-14 over Tooele. Stansbury leading Cedar late in that ball game 21-14. And Dixie leads Park City 10-0. They just barely kicked that game off, and somehow Dixie already has 10 points. Now there's about 4 minutes left in the first quarter of the last score in that one, and Dixie was up 10-0. So that's the game that Mountain Crest fans are looking at if they get another score here and can start maybe thinking about a second round game a little bit. They're looking at that Dixie Park City game. The winner of that one plays the winner of this one. Hall looking at the out pattern. That's a long throw, and he gets it down to Nethercott.
Quick out by Nethercott.
Down to about the 3-yard line. At 5 yards, it's 3rd and goal.
It'll be 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Tackle made by number 22, Alex Baker.
Nethercott 8 catches, 205 yards, and 3 touchdowns. 3rd and goal. They're going to spot it at the 4. Wells can kick field goals. A field goal here makes it a 3-score game. Hall looking for the pylon. Can he get there? No, he cannot. Good job defensively to close and knock Hall out of bounds before he can get to the edge. He gets to the edge before he can turn the corner, I should say. He's down to the 1. So now it's 4th and goal at the 1-yard line. What do the Mustangs do? Wells comes out onto the field, and Hall, remember Hall, the quarterback, is the holder.
19-yard field goal attempt.
So right now it looks like a field goal attempt on 4th and goal and just outside the 1. They're going to kick it. Wells punches it through. 38-20, the Mustangs extend their lead. 1:26 to play in the third. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel. .26 to play in the third. 38-20. Mountain Crest leads Salem Hills. Salem Hills has scored 7 more points than teams average against the Mustangs, and they have a high-powered offense. But the Mustangs' offense averages 34 a game, and they're at 38 right now, and their defense only gives up 13. So Salem Hills is beat the average against Mountain Crest, but Mustang defense holding down this high-scoring Salem Hills offense so far. Salem Hills averaging 32 points a game. It's a 3-score game right now, 3-possession game. Off in motion. Now they're going to send Mangum across on the fly sweep. It's the double and the pitch back, and a wide open receiver down the near sideline. It's Vitohi. He has to go down to one knee to catch it. If the ball's on target, it's a touchdown. As it is, it's 32 yards. He had 2 wide open receivers.
Bailey Schwenk on the catch for Salem Hills. Number 5, Lepi Takavea recovers to make the stop. By a
4.
Gain of 5 on the play brings up 2nd and 5 for the Skyhawks.
Salem Hills quickly to the line of scrimmage. Mangum in motion. They're going to give it to him. Turns the corner and he's tripped up. Right at the line of scrimmage, he falls forward for 2 yards as Garen Burgess, the sophomore, makes the tackle.
Gain of 1 brings up a 3rd and a long 4.
Burgess replacing Creedon Folger, who's out with an injury. Nelson in trouble, gets out of his 1 sack attempt on 3rd down and 4. He picks up 2.
On the Nelson scramble. Gain of a couple will be 4th and 3.
Now Salem Hills 4 of 13. And Salem Hills is going to get time to think about this one, as that's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. It's 4th and 3 for Salem Hills at the Mountain Crest 40 when we come back.
The Mustangs leading by 18.
Tell me something and I'd say, huh? And then they tell me again and I'd say, huh? And they'd say, never mind. And so I called and made an appointment.
Say the word pass.
He's a PhD, and I know what it takes to get a PhD.
Say the word red.
It was like night and day. And then the hearing test was the thing that I thought, wow, he really knows what he's doing. I would recommend Dr. Danes to anybody, everybody.
Just starting the 4th quarter here in Hiram. 12 minutes left in one of these teams' season. And right now the Mustangs lead 38-20. And it's 4th down and 3 for Salem Hills. It's a 3-possession ball game for the Skyhawks. And I'm pretty sure that the right decision is to go for it. And that looks like what Coach Schwenke's going to do. That game could be good next week, because we're talking here up in the booth. We've got a couple of Mountain Crest people here, and they're looking at some of the scores and pointing out this Pineview game. Pineview put a bunch on the board, and they'll play against Skyview next week. That game could be a good ball game. 4th down and 3. Nelson flushed out of the pocket. He's got some room to run. Instead, he goes to a wide open receiver. 4th and 3, touchdown. 40 yards for Salem Hills.
Nelson eludes the rush.
Nelson's done that all night. He's eluded the rush, breaks out of the pocket, and makes a throw on the move. And that time it goes for 40 yards and a touchdown. And Salem Hills is still kicking. His 2nd touchdown. Looked like Vaitohi on the receiving end. Well, they're down by 12. I would imagine that they're going to go for 2, and that's what it looks like going to happen here. Nelson with Vaitohi in the backfield with him. He's going to give, keep, inside, outside pitch. Nelson doesn't get in. He didn't get in. Oh, the ball was on the outside arm. He ran over the pylon. The ball never crossed that pylon. My goodness. They give it to him, and the only people that count are the guys in stripes. 38-28. Salem Hills with the answer.
That's why I don't like gyms.
Well, Megan, we're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
No gym intimidation, no lunks, clean and spacious. Just $10 a month. We're not a gym. We're Planet Fitness.
Well, the touchdown drive and the touchdown catch for 40 yards on 4th down, and Salem Hills still breathing in this one. On the 2-point conversion, you're going to have to take a look at it on your DVR, folks, because from where I'm standing, the pylon got ran over, but the ball never looked like it crossed the pylon. The ball looked like it was on the outside of that pylon, and the pylon was knocked over by the player. But the official was right there on top of it, and he did not hesitate. He called it a 2-point conversion, and that makes it a 10-point game. I told you that Salem Hills could score points. The Mustang offense will have to keep on chugging, because Salem Hills is not giving up. Hall, lots of time. Now he breaks out of the pocket, gets rid of it, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended for
There was a receiver over there, and I was watching where the ball hit. It's got to pass the line of scrimmage. It looked like it hit right at the line of scrimmage, and they're asking me, side judge, and they're saying, yeah, it did. They're not going to throw a grounding flag. Second down and 10. Mount Crest, so much success with that 5 wide receiver look, and they go away from it on this possession, or at least on this play. Hall loses the football, and Salem Hills has it. Let's go! So now Salem Hills at the 31-yard line with the ball, down by 10. Brady Hall's had trouble running the ball all night because the Salem Hills defense isn't giving him running lanes. And what they've done here in the second half is they're rushing 3, and then they're leaving a spy. And that spy just kind of hangs back, and as soon as Hall takes off, that spy takes off with him. And he's not getting much running room. The ball at the 31 of Mountain Crest. Nelson chased out of the pocket. Stays alive. Unloads, has a man wide open down at the 19-yard line.
Nelson scrambles and completes the pass to
13 yards for Nelson. They just cannot get him on the ground.
Pass down to the 19-yard line for a first down.
Here's the give to Lloyd. Lloyd down inside the 15. And that's Salem Hills offense playing with a lot of confidence. 7 yards for Lloyd, 45 yards on 9 carries. Still 11 minutes left in a 2-score game. Nelson's going to keep it, tries to get outside. They haven't been able to contain him. It's the outside where he is doing his damage.
Takes around the left edge.
He's inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line, 1st and goal. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Nelson looking for the middles, got running room, reaches in, touchdown!
Touchdown, Salem Hills.
10:48 to play in the ball game, and Salem Hills is right back in it. I think Mountain Crest got up 38-20 and thought that maybe that they could start to put this ball game away, and that's not the case. 2 turnovers by the Mustangs, 1 for Salem Hills. Now they're going for 2. Mangum looking to throw. Mangum tackled. So it's a 4-point game. A field goal won't tie. But there's still loads of time left in this ball game. 10:48 to go. 38-34 Mountain Crest.
Hi guys, Valley. This is Fernando. Fernando over the Factory Pizzeria. We're running a special right now. We're giving out free nachos when you buy a large pizza with 3 toppings. Just mention this out and you're gonna get a free nachos every time you come. The Factory Pizzeria is located in 119 South Main, below the Gia's in the basement. Come see as soon as you can. Thank you.
.10:48 to play in the ball game. 38-34 Mountain Crest. 14 unanswered for Salem Hills. A couple of Mountain Crest turnovers leading to points. Salem Hills turned it over on the first possession of the game. A punt attempt where the snap went over the punter's head. Takivea at the 10. Coming toward the near sideline, looking for an opening. Out across the 20, near the 25, stopped at the 24. With 10:42 to play in the ball game, the Mustangs offensively have to rev that engine back up. Hall has thrown a pick, and he's fumbled. He's fumbled a couple of times. He was able to recover one. The last time he had a tough possession, he went on to throw 3 straight touchdown passes. The Mountain Crest offense has got to produce some points here. Hall's going to run. He's going to lose yards. They have not been able to run with Hall tonight. He loses 5 yards. Opening this thing up, put 38 points on the board for the Mustangs. Whenever they've tried to slow it down and run the ball and grind it, it's been Salem Hills that has benefited from that. Second and 15. Cole Griffin playing safety at 6'7" for Salem Hills. Tyler Berg, the other safety. They're playing at 2 high safety. They're going to run it again with Hall. Hall right up the middle. Hall might have had a first down if he kept running straight forward. He's looking for an opening and cuts to try to get more yards. As it was, he picked up 13 and makes it a manageable 3rd down and 2. Sometimes you think that about these young kids. Think, well, if he just would have kept running straight, he would have done this or that. Well, he did pick up 13 of 15 yards. That's pretty good against a Skyhawk defense that's kept him under wraps on the ground anyway. 16 carries for 46 yards. He does have 367 yards and 4 touchdowns in the air. Everybody up for the Skyhawks. They're not going to get it. Mountain Crest is not going to get it. They ran right up the middle. 3 runs. They didn't even try to put it in the air. Salem Hills has not stopped the pass all night. Mountain Crest runs it 3 straight times. See if the Mustangs try to get an offsides penalty here. Boy, this is huge. Ball up under center, and they draw Salem Hills offside. You can hear the Salem Hills defensive coaches just down the road from us here. They knew what was coming, and they're yelling into their headsets at the players that can't hear them. But you can tell it's a playoff game. Intensity all over the place. Wow. That's only the 3rd penalty on Salem Hills. I think that may be the first penalty. Everybody in the box for Salem Hills now. Everybody in the box. Hall loses yards. He didn't give it up, and he lost yards again. He probably should have gave that. You read the edge. The D end was coming upfield, and he held on to it. And they're going to say he was down way. Boy, that's a big break for the Mustangs because he was hauled down to 30. They're putting it way up at the 36. He loses 3. Mustangs not putting the ball in the air, and Salem Hills 3, 6, 7 in the box now. Now they're going to put the ball in the air. And he puts it right in the breadbasket of his tight end. Burgess. Out to the 50-yard line, a gain of 14. See, they haven't stopped the pass all game. Might as well keep throwing. They go back to that 5 wide receiver look. Almost 400 yards throwing for Hall. Over the middle, he's got Robinson. He was open and he dropped it. And that stops the clock. 381 yards for Hall. 4 touchdowns. 20 of 27. He has thrown an interception and lost a fumble. 2nd and 10 at midfield. Now Hall's going to keep. Hall outruns his blockers downfield, upended, first down. 12 yards.
Gain of 13 and enough for a first down. Tackle made by number 26, Cade Hancock. We have a timeout.
Now a timeout. And Salem Hills calls a timeout. 7:36 to play in the ball game. Salem Hills looked like they had Mountain Crest stopped again after they had put a couple of scores on the board. They looked like they had the Mustangs stopped. Mountain Crest came to the line quickly on a 4th and 1. They were able to draw Salem Hills offsides, and then that gave the Mountain Crest offense a little bit of momentum, and now they've been able to drive down to the 38-yard line of Salem Hills in what's been an entertaining ball game for us for sure. The best ball game we've seen this year has been Skyview Mountain Crest right here on this field. This one is running a close second. Skyview was leading big over Mountain View late in that ball game. In fact, they put a 50-burger on the board. Let's see if I can get an update on that one. Well, that one is still showing in progress, 50-14. That was the score on that one. And Dixie leads Park City near the half, 17-0. 5 wide receivers again for Hall. 3-man rush. They're leaving that spy in there. Hall's going to throw. Has his man underneath. Still running. It's Burgess. Burgess down to the 15-yard line. 23 yards for the sophomore. Over 400 yards now for Hall. 404. Brady Hall has had some adversity tonight. He's turned it over a couple of times. Every time he's had a play where you're thinking, oh, what's he doing? He comes right back with a big play. He stands in against the 3-man pass rush. He's patient, puts the ball right on the money, and now it's 1st down and 10 at the Salem Hills 15. And the Mustangs can take their time. Under 7 minutes to play, they lead by 4. A touchdown is paramount here. Hall right up his guard's back, down to the 11.
Advance the ball down to the 11-yard line, a gain of 4.
Now he's up to 66 yards rushing.
Viatawi once again on the tackle for Salem Hills.
And the clock continues to run. A field goal makes it a 7-point game. Wells is a good field goal kicker, especially in close like this. But you'd like to put it in the end zone. Make it a 2-possession game. Then you put a lot of pressure on the offense. The other team. The ball at the 11. Hall. Down he goes at the 15. So now it's going to be 3rd down and 10. Mountain Crest tonight has had trouble on the edges on both sides of the ball. They haven't been able to contain the edge against the Salem Hills quarterback, who's gotten outside plenty of times tonight to make plays. And they haven't been able to get their runners to the edge. Just like that time. Up the middle, they found some creases. game a lot like Skyview. The Skyview game, Mountain Crest had time, or had a chance to put that one away and couldn't score it late. He's got a man, Nethercott at the 2, looking for the end zone. Touchdown! He must have reached the ball across because he was hauled down. Looked like short of the goal line. He must have reached the ball across. And Hall loses 5 on the run and then throws the strike for the touchdown. Nethercott does the rest. 9 catches, 220 yards, 4 touchdowns for Nethercott. 419 yards and 5 touchdowns. The PAT is no good. Hall with 5 touchdowns. It's a 10-point game. You're watching the Game of the Week on the Valley Channel.
Vehicle won't start? We can fix that. Not running right? We can fix that. Won't stop? We can fix that. Auto Evolution. Honest service at a fair price on Airport Road.
Third and 15, and the Mustangs put it in the end zone. Nethercott with 4 touchdown catches. Hall with 5 touchdown throws. Now it's Salem Hill's turn. It's 44-34, back to a 2-possession ball game. Salem Hills has shown that they've got the firepower to move the ball against this Mountain Crest defense. Taken on the run and down by the 10-yard line and returned out near the 35 to the 34. Well, the Mustang defense back out onto the field, and the Skyhawk offense playing with plenty of confidence. They've put 34 points on the board against this Mustang defense that only gives up 13 a game. Nelson throws underneath.
Nelson's pass complete on the quick out.
Gain of about 4 to
Gain of 3 brings up a 2nd and 7.
Salem Hills has been running plays in a hurry, but now they stop the clock and they've got something's going on over there on the far sideline, some equipment deal, and I think they've got it figured out now as they start the clock, and it's 2nd down and 6. No, he was out of bounds, so they don't start the clock. Nelson being pursued by Robinson. They finally get it. 3rd sack of the night, and Robinson takes him down back at the 27-yard line, a loss of 10. 40 sacks on the season for this Mountain Crest defense. 40 sacks in 10 games. They've got 3 tonight. So now it's 3rd and about 17. 4 of 13 on 3rd downs for Salem Hills. There's a pick. They have Nelson in trouble, and throwing on the run has been brilliant throwing on the move tonight, but that time he tosses it up, and Nethercott with the INT. The guy's like a vacuum for footballs. He puts his hands out and ends up with a football in it. Even on turnovers in this ball game, and the Mustangs lead by 10 with 4:17 to play in the ball game. And now they put Salem Hills back against the wall. For Salem Hills, Nelson, that was his 6th interception of the year is all. Here's the give to Robinson. Robinson, as they try to strip the ball, Robinson's able to run forward for 9. How often do you see that when a defense, they know they have to make a turnover and they're trying to strip the ball out of there, and the runner's able to pick up good yardage because the focus is trying to strip the ball instead of putting the man on the ground, and that's where Salem Hills is at right now. They are desperately trying to force a turnover as we're under 4 minutes left, and the Mustangs have a 10-point lead. Entertaining game in Hiram. Twins to each side as the Mustangs take their time. Now the back judge counts. 2 guys coming up the A-gap. They give it off to Robinson. Robinson, he didn't get it. No gain. It's going to be 3rd and a yard. 3:20 as Salem Hills takes the timeout. 3:20 to play in this ball game.
Would like to give a special welcome to our senior citizens in attendance tonight.
Dixie and Park City is the game that Mountain Crest fans are keeping their eye on. Now that this game is looking like maybe the Mustangs can get out of here with the W. There's still time, and stranger things have happened, but Dixie is leading Park City late in the first half, 17-0. That would probably be the biggest upset in the playoffs if Park City were to beat Dixie. That, the second biggest upset might have been if Mountain View were to beat Skyview, which did not happen earlier today. Well, that one should be over by now. The last score we had on that one, Skyview leading Mountain View 50-14. Stansbury late in their ballgame leads Cedar 28-20. Ridgeline will take on the winner of that game. They run the quarterback keeper. Good surge, first down. Needed a yard, got 3.
Great serve by our offensive line. Good for 3 yards and first down.
The Mustangs get a new set of downs. The clock stops as they move the chains.
For the Skyhawks.
And now you expect to see the ball stay on the ground. You don't expect the Mustangs to put the ball in the air. They've been able to throw the ball all over the yard tonight. Salem Hills looked like they came in here intent to keep Brady Hall from beating them with his legs. He's got 69 yards on 21 carries. It's been tough sledding with the run as he breaks free here and picks up 12, 11. But now look at his passing. He's 21 of 28, 419 yards, 5 touchdowns. Those are his unofficial numbers. A huge night for Brady Hall. It takes him over 2,500 on the season. 28 touchdowns passing. Mountain Crest 23-4 at home in the playoffs. Looking to make it 24-4. Mountain Crest beat this team in the playoffs in 2009 handily in the first round. This one's been a fight.
Another quarterback blast play.
Hall picks up 7 on this one.
Get down the left edge.
Now he's up to 86 yards. He may get to 100 at this rate. And the clock stopped at 2:03. The timeout on the field. The Mustangs, after a 3-6 year last year, they've turned it around to 9-1 this year. The second best turnaround in the state. Millard won 0 games last year, and this year they got a winning record. So they had the biggest turnaround of any team in the state. Mountain Crest tied for second, and now it escapes me who the other team was that they're tied with. With 2:03 left, it looks like the Mustangs are going to move on to the quarterfinals. And they'll get the winner of Dixie and Park City. And right now, Dixie leads in that ball game 17-0 at the half. gun on 2nd down and 3. He's going to keep it. He follows Robinson, cuts inside of him. Picks up 4 on the blast.
Again, enough for a first down.
He's got 90 yards rushing. Does Hall.
On the tackle for the Skyhawks. Be 1st and 10 Mountain Crest, spotted at the 35-yard line.
Mustangs with a new set of downs, under 2 minutes in the clock running. Salem Hills can't really do anything about it. Hall is going to turn around and hand this one off to Dart. Dart gets around the edge, still on his feet down to the 15. There's a penalty flag back at the 25. Robinson on the ground and the flag laying right next to him. Dart with a 24-yard run, but a flag back at the 25. .125 on the clock. Holding. No, an illegal block in the back on Mountain Crest. That's the first penalty on Mountain Crest in the second half. Only 1 penalty on Salem Hills in the second half. The refs have let these two teams play tonight. There's been a couple of plays where, you know, the fans have wondered maybe if something was a touchdown or not, or some time on the clock type of issues, but for the most part, the officials have adjudicated this one and kept themselves out of the spotlight, which is exactly what you want to see. Great job by the crew here tonight. Chris Reed, one of the officials on this crew. I believe I talked to him once earlier this year, and he told me this was probably his last year. Long-time official in the victory formation. Now for the Mustangs. Hall takes a knee. They'll have to snap it again. At least one more time. 44-34. Hall with 90 yards rushing, 419 passing. Again, unofficial numbers. 5 touchdown passes, 1 interception. Mountain Crest will go on to meet the winner of Dixie and Park City. Dixie was winning handily at the half in that ball game. That'll do it. So the Mustangs, 3-6 a year ago, now move to 10-1 and get a first-round playoff win. And next week, most likely we'll be playing St. George against the powerhouse Dixie team. It'll be interesting to watch that one next week as the last seconds tick off the clock here in a good ball game in Hiram. 44-34, Mountain Crest with the win. Good luck to the Mustangs on the way out, and we'll see you next time on the Game of the Week. The Game of the Week on the Valley Channel is brought to you by Icon Health and Fitness, changing lives with fitness innovation. Wendy's of Cache Valley. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's. MOUNTAINSTAR Cache Valley Hospital. Together, we're greater. Lewiston State Bank. Strong and vibrant for over a century. Cache Valley Electric. A tradition of excellence since 1915. New Smile Dental. Experience dental care. Camp Chef. The way to cook outdoors. Cache Valley Hearing and Audiology. Bring back what you've been missing. LSS Insurance, Bob Larson. Personalized insurance coverage for your family and business. The Book Table, your family store for books, music, toys, art, and much more. Planet Fitness of Logan. No gym intimidation and only $10 a month. Aspen Dental. Get that gorgeous smile you've always wanted. The Logo Shop. We logo stuff. All kinds of stuff. And the Valley Channel, Cache Valley's television station for over 25 years.
customer